Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Critscast, where we're covering the semi-final of Season 13's Premiership Highlander playoffs from ETF2L, where we have the defending champions against possible usurpers trying to reach that tantalizingly close grand final to see who is the greatest European Highlander team at the moment. In one corner, we have Super Dickmann's KANNONEN, the defending champions from Season 12, who are back with more or less the same roster, trying to defend their title. They did have a slip-up, losing to Strong Opinions on the last day of the regular season, meaning they are in second place, having to play the semi-final this time around. And in the other corner are their understudies, Super Dickmann's juniors, who are playing in their third successive season of the Premiership division. However, the past two, they have been relegated, and despite going through the Premiership pre-season playoffs again for the third time, they've managed to get all the way on the final day of the season, snipped that third place right out of under the noses from some of the other teams. I'm CeeJaey, and joining me tonight is Zamparonie with Wiethoofd on the camera. Big shout out to Aggro for helping sort out, and Ash for sorting out on the Critscast channel for us to be able to cast this, as there have been very, very few casts of Highlander this season, but we're glad to bring you the playoffs. Zamparonie, man, how are you doing, dude?
I'm doing great, how are you?
I'm doing good, I'm excited for this game. It's there's been a bit of a hiatus, hasn't there? Because we had 5 weeks of Highlander. I know me and you have done a couple of casts on different channels looking at some of the high games and some of the other Prem games. And then we had that week off because of course, I-61, that big tournament to do with the other game mode. But we're back down to planet Earth now. We're taking a look at some Highlander. And I'm just going to say, like, on the face of it, I mean, you were on Failure, right? You were on Failure Esports for the past season. Are you surprised that Dickmann's juniors managed to get that third playoff spot when you guys were kind of considered the favourites?
Well, it happens, like losing to Crazy Boy was not really pleasant. We all didn't have really fun in this game, but we kind of knew what our problem were, and they kind of abused that really good. So yeah.
Just one of those days. Just
one of those days, exactly.
We all have them. We can take a look at the teams here today. We'll start off with the higher seed, which is the second seed, Super Dickmann's, tagged up as SDCK, which is much quicker and easier to say, so we'll probably be referring to them as SDCK from now on. Like I said, they finished second in the season, only dropped one game. And playing for them today, on Scout, we do have May. On Soldier is going to be Jackie Legs. Pyro is going to be Yahoo. Demo is Spelly. Heavy is going to be... This is a good question. No, it's generally Sandburn, and I think that's Sandburn. I'm not sure. I don't want to... Yeah, okay, so it's Sandburn on Heavy. On Engineer, we are going to be having, I guess, Cherry Rendezvous? I'm not sure. Cherry Rendezvous is in the server. No, it's I'm dumb. I'm dumb, Zamp. You can call me dumb. Engineer is obviously the team captain, Clark, with Medic is going to be Cherry Rendezvous. Sniper is going to be Burn, with Spy being Zimman. And like taking a look at that roster, it's pretty much the same roster that has been playing for the most of the season, and of course won the title last season. Only changes really is Jackie Legs playing on Soldier. Used to be Dima playing Soldier, but Jackie Legs has been pretty much the main this time around. And also Cherry Rendezvous playing instead of Sprayer on Medic. Cherry's played a few games this season. I think 1 or 2 for SDCK, and some others for different teams merking. But it's pretty much as you were for the team, like for like substitutions almost. And yeah, I mean, a lot of these players have won class of the season. I think pretty much all of them have at some point during their time. So a lot of experience on the team. Obviously, as the defending champions, are probably going to be favourites in any game they enter. But do you want to tell us a little bit about XDCK, Zamp, which is their opponents tonight?
Well, of course. Today we have Scruff, a substitute of the junior team, joined since Zoex can't play. Soldier, as always, DQZ. Pyro should be Flood. Demoman is Demos. Heavy, Kakaltu. Medic is today a Merc as well, it's Degu. And then we have Iho on Engineer, Sniper on Nade, and on Spy should be Granger.
Who stands out for you on that lineup? I mean,
I would definitely say Nade and Demos, with DQZ joined.
Mm-hmm. It's funny you say that because, like, there's a lot of experience here as well. I mean, you mentioned those players. Nate has been a fairly consistent sniper since he started playing Prem. I think it was around season 11. And Demos this season has been, you know, it's in his name. You know, he's born to play Demo, right? Like, He's been pumping out some very decent stats, even against the top teams.
It's his first season in Prem, and he does fairly really good, actually.
Yeah.
So.
He's probably more well known in the Sixes community,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I mean, you mentioned those guys, but there's also like Granger, who's, you know, a legendary spy in the Highlander community. He's never actually won Prem. He's always been on strong teams. He's represented teams like Killswitch, High Panda. He's played for Premtech in the past. He did play in a successful grand final. He murked for Strong Opinions in the first map of season 9. We did lose that map. And then Toast managed to come back and play the successor. So, you know, he's kind of a pseudo winner of Prem, shall we say. But he's, you know, former spy of the season, tons of experience. And I still maintain one of the best spies around when he's on his game. And also Kakaltu, he's played in a Prem final himself. It's all good. You know, one of the best teams around sort of the season 5-6 era. So there's like a lot of experience mixed in with some players who have kind of come through the ranks as well. So, I mean, on the paper, you're probably going to look at SDCK and say, hey, like these guys have got the experience and the players. But, you know, I don't think it would be out of this world to see XDCK, you know, pull something out of the bag here. And it's all going to come down to the maps. Obviously, we have a pick ban system when it comes to the playoffs. The high seed gets to pick the decider. But both teams ban a map, both teams pick a map, and the decider is picked by SDCK. So we're starting here on Upward, which was picked by Super Dickmann's SDCK. So it's a payload map. It's pretty standard. It's pretty much the staple of Highlander these days. For a long time, people talked about Badwater being the staple of Highlander, being the default map, kind of like Badlands is for, or was, I suppose, for Sixes. The second map that was chosen, though, by XDCK, and that was Gullywash, which is a 5CP map. Again, more suited for those Sixes aficionados out there, and maybe feeling that they have a little bit more of the DM on their side. Who knows? But that was their map pick, with the decider being picked by the top seed, SDCK. They picked Badwater, so another payload map. So SDCK putting kind of, I'm not going to say all of their eggs in one basket, but definitely showing a talent or a taste for the payload format, Zamparonie. I mean, would you kind of agree that they see that as their strong point, picking 2 payload maps?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have Sandburn being heavy on SDCK actually, and like Sandburn got actually last season heavy of the season, and heavy have way better input on a payload map, in my opinion. So this is like actually a smart pick. I mean, they have Burn, a superior sniper to Nate, may I say so. And yeah, they will pretty much like dominate with exactly these classes. Pretty hard.
Yeah, it does come down to looking at your team and looking at the enemy team and saying, hey, you know, which of our players are going to perform best on which map. And teams do have different styles. Teams do have different strengths. And like you said there, Sniper is such an important class on the payload maps. And I think payload is probably SDCK's strong point, because juniors did ban Borneo as their map ban. So, and you take a look at KANNONEN's ban, which was Product. So maybe they're not feeling the DM fest on, you know, the King of the Hill, the 5CP maps, and they're feeling more towards payload. Whereas Nate and his crew are just saying, "Hey, no, we want to play 5CP." So really, I mean, at some point though, it all comes down to how you perform on the maps. Doesn't matter what maps you picked. At the end of the day, you have to play at least 2 of them. And if we do have a tie at the end of the 2 maps, we'll be going to the decider. Which will be very interesting. But taking a look at Upward, like I said, it is pretty much, I want to say, the default map. It's played in week 1 of every Highlander season these days, in like UGC and ETF2L, and it's just something that pretty much everybody knows like the back of their hand now. But do you think it's going to be an easy role for SDCK? Do you think they can kind of they're just going to pick it and then just roll onto map 2, or do you think they're going to put up a fight?
It really depends on like their performance. I mean, we see like a team like XDCK is quite wonky sometimes about being like quick in pushing, Uber exchanges, stuff like that. This all comes down to like XDCK today, because SDCK is actually used with the oldies. But if XDCK actually today abuses Uber fights, stuff like that, get the right picks in the right moment, they can definitely pull this up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, upsets happen every season.
Yeah.
I do remember, in previous playoff seasons, we have seen teams who, you would say, oh, no, they're not going to win. And then sometimes they just pull it out of the bag. They get into the game, they're warmed up, they're ready, and they just have good tactics. I mean, the fact that XDCK have 2 Mercs here today is going to, I don't know if it's going to destabilize the team. I know that they haven't played with Kaltu for the last 2 regular season weeks because I think he was on holiday, and their medic, I'm not sure how much main calling Hearts did for the team on medic. He's apparently only just got back from vacation, he's told me. But Daikyu is a very, very good player, and he did play for SDCK last season in a match or 2. So he has got that bit of Highlander experience, and he's a very good medic himself. So it's all going to come down to the engagements. I think the sniper fight is going to be very important. I think it not just comes down to which is the better sniper, but also which team can protect their sniper and play around their sniper best. Yeah. And if you make it very hard for the enemy team to get to your sniper, then you get into a situation where the enemy team is very, very frustrated because the sniper's constantly getting picks. And if you can make that happen, then it's going to be a very difficult proposition. But also we've got to kind of remember this is a playoff, and I think this is XDCK's, for a lot of these players, it's the first time they'll be in a situation like this. I mean, like we said earlier, Granger, Kakaltu, they've played in grand finals, they've played in playoffs, they've played on top teams. But for a lot of these players, never really been in the playoff format, having to play a best of 3. It's a lot of Highlander, even if it just goes to 2 maps. It's a lot of time. And sometimes, that pressure can get to you, and that's definitely going to be on Super Dickmann's side. But I do think the early rounds are going to be important.
Definitely.
Who do you think... sorry, go on. Go for it.
Actually, we're going.
Oh, we're live. Okay, so here we go. This is the semi-final of Season 13 ETF2L Premiership Highlander Playoffs. Super Dickmann's KANNONEN play against their understudies, Super Dickmann's Juniors. First map was picked by SDCK, which is peel upward. We're going to be having XDCK on blue, attacking first, trying to set as fast a time as possible. And we'll see SDCK defending in the red, and they'll try and beat the time that is set. And like I said, I think it's going to be the early rounds are going to really kind of, be important, set the tone for the match. If we can see some fast rounds from one of the teams, then can really unsettle their opponents. A lot of people may be questioning, hey, you're playing a junior team? Is that not some sort of, that's against the law? They're your junior. But I think these 2 teams both want to win, and I think juniors, even though they are mentored or, supported by SDCK, they definitely want to show themselves to be a very, very strong team. So we'll be seeing how it goes. And Zamparonie, are you expecting some suicides out of these?
Definitely.
Out of the juniors.
Definitely, because it has quite a strong explosive classes roster there, and I might as well just say that demos can do their summer with DKZ in combination.
We do see a couple of kills, just a scout kill, a spy kill. It's just not really going to stop anything. It's just going to slow down the push, slow down the wave of suicides. But Yahoo there gets picked off by Nate. Big jump in from DKZ. Doesn't manage to get anything down, and the forces come in. Demo's got right behind there. A couple of pipes. The frags do come in, they clean up, and surely Kaltu's going to get taken down there. They do pick up 6, but they have got that all-important force, Zamp, and that does mean a big Uber advantage for Daikyu and the rest of his team, and they could bring it in here.
That's definitely huge. This could be the actual first point for juniors. This would be a perfect start for them to start the map with the enemies. As I say, May actually on Daikyu here gets survived here. There's the Uber.
Yeah, Spelly's getting juggled, but he does... Oh no, he Kratos is just at the end there. I think he got body shot by the sniper. And SDCK are quite far back. They're playing very passive around their sentry. Cherry is very weak. picks up their health back, and then the rest of the flags just get picked up here. They just finish off 5 players, and they big picks, but Grenja's in on Cherry. Doesn't manage to get him, and Cherry goes down to about 50 HP. Picks up a sandwich.
Actually.
Yeah, I mean, does mean 100% Uber. So we're back to kind of square one here. The car is pushed up fairly far forward. It's going to roll back slightly soon enough, but now XDCK need to get something done, and they are not. No, they are actually bringing Daegu out here. He has a 50% disadvantage, so they need to get a force here or something here. Which they do. They do. Cherry uses the Uber. I'm not sure why. He was at full HP, and Burner's gone down to Nate. He's on a 3-kill streak. So Sniper down and Uber is out. So Daegu with 80%, big advantage. No Sniper to worry about for the next 6 seconds. This is a big opportunity, Zamp. This is kind of the open door that they need now.
Yeah, definitely. If they manage now, I mean, they saw how SDCK actually hold when they didn't have Uber, so they can now capitalize on that and just walk into them really straight, because now they have a way later Uber pop. Just scout in as well.
Wow, Grenja comes in from the back, takes down Spelly, and look at all the frags coming in. 2 players left alive for XDCK. I have no idea what happened there. They took down Yahoo and Spelly very early on in the fight. With no Pyro and Demo, you think, hey, it's going to be hard to defend this point. Then they took down the Sniper and the NG along with his Sentry, and you think, okay, this is game over. But in the end, Sandburn and Jackie Legs come in and just clean house. Sandburn does get taken down here by Kakalto, and it does look like XDCK are going to be able to capture this point finally, but at what cost, Sam? It's taken their entire team and 2 waves of players, and they've given Cherry a big Uber advantage once again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we can all see that XDCK actually is really strong here. And as I said, Spelly actually takes down Daegu, so no medic for the pushing team here. This is not a great start. He just
jumps over and just kind of spams some like stickies down. Nice little clean pipe to take him down. Look at Kaltu, very aggressive, takes a headshot. He's going to have to back off, but Grenja with the revolver is going to pick up Yahoo. He is cloaked in behind. He's been spotted by Burn, but Sniper is not really the best class to try and counter a spy. XDCK have got some decent time here. Yahoo and Spelly are down, so you know that's some free pushing time without any spam. But it does look like Super Dickmann are trying to hold the tunnel. It's like a tunnel hold with the combo here, Zamp.
I mean, if it works, right? And
yeah. Jackie Legs comes in from behind and takes down the medic though. Daegu is down again, 2nd time in a row without any charge. And Super Dickmann is going to just say, hey, we're going to use our Uber now, clean up a few frags. Sandburn dropping down and taking the 1v1 with Heavy, but Nate with the body shot takes down Cherry Rendezvous. That is a 20-second respawn for the defending medic. That is huge. And once again, XDCK have the door open to them to take some sort of advantage and push forward here.
XDCK needs actually now to slowly push in. I mean, they don't have they don't have a demo, don't have a medic at the moment. They can just pretty much walk in slowly. They don't need to rush it down though. I mean,
they are bleeding a lot of players.
Yeah, they lost an engineer plus the sniper, plus the pyro. I'm sorry. And now they should actually walk in. The sentry is quite unprotected here, and nobody really wants to shoot it.
Yeah, I mean, Spelly is now back, and he's got heals, so he's going to be able to defend a little bit. There's people on the cart. The NG has wrangled his sentry there. Finally, does get taken down by Grenja, and Nate gets a headshot onto Burn. Spelly goes down to Scruff, and the aggressive Uber is coming here. Sandburn is 18 HP, trying to run away here. Clark is also upstairs. Look at Vlad, he is so aggressive. He pushes them all into the air, and they all land just nicely onto the sorry, Grenja manages to catch Clark on the retreat, so that is no engineer for that 3rd point for 20 seconds, Zamp, but no sentry on 3rd. You know yourself, it's very important to have that up and ready.
Really way too much important, if you ask me. Yeah, like, poor Clark, really unlucky for him, being on the safe side. I got one outside around it instead of risking a sniper sideline, gets taken down by the spy.
Grenja just happened to be in the right place at the right time, just one of those moments. But Sandburn is very aggressive here, taking the high ground. He's getting spammed out with the stickies. And there is a conch from Jackie Legs. He's going to try and spam that cart. Spelly does take down Kakaltu, so no heavy. That's a lot of HP for the pushing team to not have when they're getting aggressive here. And they do pick up a couple of more frags. Grenja and Scruff have gone down. Cherry does have 100% Uber. Big jump in from DQZ, but he cannot get anything done as Jackie Legs wins that fight. Demos, nice pipes from him. is going to help take down May. The sentry did get the credit for the kill in the end. But at the moment, it's kind of like, this is almost like a stalemate. I mean, they're trying to push the cart, but SDCK have got a really aggressive hold here, and XDCK need to get something done here. The sentry's getting spammed. It was used. They're getting a lot of frags. Actually, Spelly is very weak. Spelly's down to 6 HP. Gets the health back, and then Sandburn is just in the right place. And he gets like 3 or 4 players.
Yeah,
he's just not dealt with. And it seems every single time XDCK push in, they're focusing the demo, they're focusing the medic, they're focusing the NG. And then Sandburn's just there, just holds mouse 1 and just guns everyone down as they try to get back.
Definitely, like, XDCK needs to think about, like, okay, who's gonna pick up the heavy now? Because pretty much all of the Uber fights that they lost was to Jackie Legs and Sandburn at this point. So they kind of need to wrap that up.
Definitely, Jackie Legs pretty weak here, probably waiting for an arrow from his medic, which he does get in the end, so he's going to be able to conch up top, get a little bit more aggressive here.
Yeah, but Kakaltu already ready to wait.
But you see, when you've got the black box and you've got a conch activated, you're just going to get all of your HP back with a 1 or 2 rockets, and he jumps in and takes down Kakaltu. Burn is down. He got taken down by Granger early on, but at the moment, Jackie Legs is the man to try and stop Jackie Legs and Sandburn. Pretty much just carrying right now. The Ubers are traded very, very far forward, actually close to the respawn on second. That's a good trade for SDCK because they forced the Uber out of XDCK, and it's achieved nothing for them. They just have to kind of reset and rebuild. Spelly spawns now, and Sandburn's up in another 10 seconds, but you know, Sniper's still up, Jackie Legs has got another conch in the bank, and Clark has got his sentry watching that slope. So it's just a case of, hey, let's just reset and wait for our spawns.
Yeah, XDCK really needs to start like being more aggressive. I mean, you see where May dies always like on the bridge on the second point. So SDCK just gets so much room for free.
Yeah, they just seem to be bleeding players here. Looking at the time, 5 minutes on the round timer. It's taken 5 minutes and 10 seconds for them to actually push the second point, which is fairly long as it is. But I know we've been stuck on third point for a fair few minutes now. This is looking fairly strong for...
Spelly actually goes down here to Granger board. Plus no, Burn is down as well, so this is actually the time for XDCK now.
This is the chance they've got.
Again,
no Sniper and no demo.
But
they're bleeding players again.
On behind again. And now the entire XDCK turns around and wanna kill Sandburn now. This is some... They gotta actually start to think about, okay, what? Denied us the last 5 times now? Okay. Sandburn is called out, let's all turn around and kill him. It didn't work quite because they rotated around him. It's a start.
Yeah, every single time. I mean, they had no demo, no sniper to try and focus, so I do wonder, like, were they just focusing the sentry? They must be aware that Sandburn is up top and he's dropping down behind them every single push, and he's picking up frag. He's got 52 points at the moment. Again, Granger gets the backstab onto Spelly. He's dominating. He keeps getting that pick. But Jackie Legs and Sandburn, with this conch, are just getting aggressive. Sandburn finally knocked down onto the floor now. XDCK surely must see this as their chance. And Demos is trying to get aggressive, getting some sticks up over towards the sentry, but nothing is achieved.
As well. Actually, XDCK pretty much start to walk in. Sandburn is out of position, gets sniped actually by Nade. So they should surely be popping into them now. There's an aggressive pop by SDCK, but gets counter popped, and there's only the focus on the sentry.
Cherry Rendezvous there is alone. He gets air blasted by Vlad. Maybe he just held mouse 1 into him, you know. No shame. He probably would have got the mid pick there, but there's a lot of focus being onto onto the cart right now. But Jackie Legs is doing a great job alongside May, just trying to deny the cart. Jackie Legs is in on demos, gets taken down by the pipe as Granger picks up Spelly. Seems to have something against the demo man, is constantly taking down the Belgian man from SDCK. 3 down now. No, make that 4, sorry. And it finally does look like XDCK are going to be able to capture this third point. Equal Ubers and Zamparonie. That was a well fought third point for them there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what we saw is like the SDCK actually lost positioning, like with Sandburn on top with Cherry. And this is was like the opening gate for XDCK, and they used it completely wide. They started to push in. Okay, they can't come from behind now. A heavy is not that fast. Let's walk into them, and Nate takes out Sandburn, so no pretty much enemies to like really wipe them. It's like down, so pretty much like a way easier third point than the last 5 minutes they had. But there's actually an Uber exchange soon, sometimes.
Yeah, Burn winning the sniper battle against Nate. And this Uber exchange seems to be going in the advantage of the defending team. So they try to get away. Kalti's going to get caught out here against an Uber heavy. Nothing he can do. And Vlad there trying to get in late. Doesn't manage to get anything done. 3 down for the defending team though, including Yahoo and Spelly. And Burn goes down as well. So no Pyro Demo or Sniper for SDCK for the time being. Jackie Legs also gets picked off. At the moment it's just Cherry and Sandburn just trying to frag anything that comes their way. Holding that top area. Now they're shooting on the cart. They do take down Scruff. He cannot get the cart any further. It is past that choke point, but finally Sandburn goes down. Kaltu getting revenge onto him. Zeman took down Nate, so no sniper aggression coming in from the attacking team. Kaltu drops down, trying to get into Spelly. Spelly takes a lot of damage and goes underneath, and it does look like there's a lot of pressure on the cart. Girardi comes in. There is P all over the players trying to capture that cart, and Spelly, who survived that early onslaught, is able to pick up 3 with the stickies. And it's squeaky bum time right now for SDCK. They're clenching right now. They need to really put it out of the bag to get something done, but it does look like they are doing it. XDCK is sending in their players. And Daegu drops to Burn. Clutch shot. That was almost round over. But no, big players turn up at the big moments, and Burn takes down Daegu. There is a lot of pressure on the cart right now. Vlad is going to be the one trying to push it in, but Zamp, it does look like SDCK are going to live for another day.
Yeah, this was really unfortunate for Daegu getting dropped by Burn. I mean, probably Demos had called him out, but I thought like Demo got too much balls to just pop into them. But yeah, I mean, it didn't really pay off for him in later pop. So now XDCK is sitting on 0 again, pretty much.
The only advantage that they can take out of this is that they don't have the high ground anymore. At the moment, Jackie Legs, yeah. I mean, you take a look at Sandburn, Cherry, and Yahoo. They're all holding underneath where the cart is. Rentro's looking. He's maybe going to try to go for a pick. He does get Sandburn.
This should be definitely the opener. We have a sniper demo and it's heavy pick. So actually, the 3 top carries of SDCK actually are down. So what are we waiting for?
Yeah, it's time to make a move. Daegu just approaching that 100%. Clark also goes down. Scruff picking up his sentry. So no sentry to deal with. Burn is back up though. They need to be careful. Demo is really far forward. It's actually a quick fix charge for the defending team. I did not notice that. Cherry switched his minigun. Maybe just trying to get a charge in time, and respawns are coming in, so it has bought them some time to get back into position. But Daegu is on that Uber. He has 100%. He is ready to push with his team. Kaltu walking in through main already, trying to get some damage down. He's kind of being baited by his team, but a nice arrow from Daegu is going to keep him alive. Daegu is in. He uses his Uber. There's only 4 left alive for the defending team now. Kaltu is going to try and push that cart. Nice pipes from Demos to take down Spelly. 3 alive now. And surely this is going to be a round.
Oh, well played by the mini sentry here.
Ehor's mini sentry is huge. It doesn't take down Jackie Legs. It also takes down Cherry. Daegu picking up a frag onto Zeman just to finish things up. But 14 minutes and 33 seconds. That's a long time. That's, you know.
It's definitely beatable. But like at the end we all saw that XDCK realized, okay, Sandburn denies our pushes way too much with Yahoo. Like, they get Spelly, they get Burn on a constant basis by Granger and Nate. This is pretty solid by them both, but the team needs to start thinking, okay, these are great picks, but still, Sandwich is the focus of Sandburn. Should definitely put a bigger focus on Sandburn, so they can like actually push better, because Spelly seems to get way too often get called out by the sniper and spy.
I'm looking forward to taking a look at these logs, because at the moment Sandburn has more points than both medics, and I'm pretty sure a lot of those are frags. He must be at least at 30 frags right now. It just seems every single time, and that was on the first point and on the third point, multiple times on the third point actually, where XDCK would push in, they get a pick onto Burn, they get a pick onto Spelly, something like that, just to open things up. They'd push in, and every single time Sandburn would be alive, buffed up, and just drop down and kill everything. And Jackie Legs was combining well with him with that conch. So when you've got that kind of synergy going on between 2 players, when you're at a disadvantage, it's very difficult to deal with. But Spelly dies there. I totally missed his jump, I think. He dives down to Vlad, and Granger picks up Jackie-Legs. So there's no suicides for the time being, but in return they do take down Demos. He gets sniped by Burn, so no demo for the defending side. It's going to be difficult for them to actually deny any of these chokes. So that's maybe another opening for SDCK to maybe send in some players.
Nate picks down actually Burn, so no medic probably out in the next 20 seconds for SDCK, so this was a great shot by Nate here. Jackie-Legs connecting jumps here, but SD not by the level 3.
Yeah, he gets cleaned up by Scruff, but Zaman did pick up Demos. I think that might have been a spawn camp. I'm not sure where Demos is. So Zaman just waiting on the spawn, picking up the demo, keeping him out of the fight for a little bit longer. He's up for another 5 seconds. And the question is, can he actually get to the fight? The rest of the XDC players are doing a good job without him at the moment. Vlad trying to deny this Uber versus Uber. Spelly actually gets juggled all the way top, and they do take down DQZ. That is not the biggest pick, but it's a lot of denial as Sandburn just walks up the top there. He has the high ground with Jackie-Legs. Oh, but Jackie-Legs gets taken down by Scruff. Sandburn is the focus right now. He's pretty weak. Does get taken down. Nate there with the headshot when he was about 5 HP. Kind of overkill at the moment. Nate on a 5 kill streak, just trying to turn things up at the moment. And he takes down Cherry! Was that a drop? I don't think it was. He didn't have Uber just yet, but he gets that 7. He's on taking down Yahoo as well. At the moment, Nate is picking up his team and throwing them on his back and saying, come on boys, let's keep doing this.
Definitely. Like, Nate is being the hyper carry at this point for XDCK. Like, on first at least, he really puts up a lot of pressure onto XDCK, and it doesn't seem like XDCK has like an answer to that at this point.
They do take down Nate though. Zaman took him down there behind enemy lines, and look how much space SDCK have got at the moment. Burn, charged up shot, takes down the sentry, no denial coming from that. Spelly is really far forward, he has the heals, but the Uber does come out. I'm not sure if they're going to get anything done here. Jackie-Legs jumps in and takes down Kakautu, gets dropped out of that Uber, and Cherry is just far and away, and nothing got picked up there except for Clark. And, you know, hey, an NG pick is not going to be huge when they're the attacking team. Cherry doesn't have his Uber quite yet, but it does look like XDCK are saying, okay, that's enough. 2.5 minutes is not bad to be holding on to the first point, but they do have to deal with an Uber disadvantage right now. They do not have their demo either. Demos went down there to Jackie-Legs. This is going to be tough for them to hold them.
Well, it really depends on how they play it out. DQZ goes behind, like, frag somebody, but actually I highly doubt they will hold this aggressive second, since you can already see they're popping through mine, through the car tracks. And
yeah, they're doing the old tunnel push as Yahoo gets juggled into the medic. Oh, he almost takes down Nate, but
Kakautu completely alone into the front, takes out Spelly actually. Great pick here by him.
Big Kaltu, and look, finally Cherry and Sandburn have decided to join the fight. They're coming in late on. Can they get anything done? Getting a lot of damage down onto players,
but look at Granger.
Yeah, Granger's in a good position. He's ready. He's going to go in. He's going for Cherry.
Oh.
Can he take him down? Cherry's so weak. Cherry was about 4 HP there. That was absolutely insane. Manages to pick up the health pack, and he's absolutely safe and sound right now. But he's only at 50% Uber, whereas Daegu has 100%. So this is like XDCK are saying, hey, we're going to hold on to this second point a little bit longer. We need to eke out as much time as we can. Burn does take down Nate though, so that sniper denial is not going to be there. Sandburn trying to get spammed out of that window. Stickies are preventing him from dropping down. He's trying to destroy them. He does drop down anyway. Can he take down Kaltu? Kaltu not getting the heals, and Daegu drops him. The Uber is used, but this is not going to be good as Cherry does have 100% now. Sandburn is dead, so they don't have to worry about the flanking heavy Zamp, but they pretty much got forced for nothing there. There is 4 down now for XDCK, make that 5, as Jackie-Legs picks up Scruff, getting a revenge on the scout. And 100% Uber for Cherry.
Burn actually gets taken down by Nate, so this is a great pick by Nate actually. But still, XDCK not having a great time holding that third point at this point. Having a lot of people down or like coming into the back spawn, and DQZ falls actually down to the pit. There's the pop by SDCK into Ira, and no engineer, only a level 2 sin with 2 HP. Make it actually no sentry.
Yeah, they're controlling this corner. Actually, no, Cherry gets taken down. Vlad with the old puff and sting, but using a shotgun takes him down. Sandburn is also down. Vlad gets a 2k, taking out Yahoo as well. These are key classes getting dropped here. And XDCK might actually be back into control. He took a look at the cart. It's only actually approaching the little bridge area, so XDCK still have time. Eagle trying to build up that sentry back into a position. JackeyLegs is the only person on the cart. He's getting spammed out there by demos. Trying to make a jump round through Shithouse. Does get a rocket onto TQZ, and JackeyLegs serves all the way back around. Burn picking up Kaltu, so that is a lot of HP for the defending team not to have. Nate starting to turn things on again. He's on a 3k, but just look at SDCK. They're taking control of the tracks area now and trying to just basically focus the cap time.
Yeah, definitely. Can definitely do that. Since they have no sniper, the Nate is down as well as the Kaltu. So the Kaltu now is way not that strong as they would have. But if they would take longer, Nate should be up in no time.
Yeah, there's like 5 players on the cart right now. I don't think this is going to get defended.
Actually, no. As we said, Ivo actually gets taken out by Granger, so no engineer for last pretty much as well. There's actually an Uber exchange coming into demos trying to deny that card, but fails horribly. Just want to take his stuff and run away.
You have to question the decision making as Spelly chases down demos and picks them up. There is 8 minutes and 15 seconds for them to hold on to this last point. Otherwise, SDCK are going to take the first round of this first map. They are down the power classes. Vlad is trying to hold top with Nate and Daegu, but there's not really much they can do against the onslaught of the SDCK combo. Sandburn and Yahoo are there trying to force their way upstairs. Nate is trying to get a cheeky snipe. Can he get anything? He actually just forced them back down the stairs. But it is equal Uber still. But look at the damage coming in. Spelly and May picking up frags. XDCK are on the floor. JackeyLegs with a big jump onto Nate, and then he gets shot mid-air by Burn. 3 players alive now. Daegu does not have much for company as he gets body shot as well by Burn. He was about 90% there. Very, very close to getting his Uber, but he does not have it. SDCK have people all over the cart, and they have an Uber charge for good measure. In comes Scruff trying to get something done, but he cannot. The Uber is forced. JackeyLegs is jumping aggressive up top. But it does look like they are going to get this cap. Oh, Yahoo falls into the pit though. They are losing players. Cherry picks up Granger. Sandberg just stood on the cart. Very hard to dislodge. A lot of HP on the cart there, and they do it with about 7 minutes to spare. So SDCK take the first round of this first map. It is of course a best of 3 maps and best of 3 on the payload maps. So XDCK aren't out of this first map just yet. They can maybe assess what went wrong and try to fix it for this time. But I mean, what did you see on that defense there? What did XDCK do wrong, if anything?
I mean, I wouldn't have had hold like aggressive a second when you have like 4 people down normally, and after that they quite couldn't like recover on third from that, in my opinion. So they kinda couldn't really help it out.
Yeah, I do think some of the points that they held were arguable. You know, I just think not sure why they stayed in at some points. Maybe just cut your losses and go back to the next point. Can you take a quick look at the logs? And actually, not as many frags for Sandburn as maybe I first thought. He did get 38, which were, you know, top fragging in the server. 38 kills, 26 assists, and only 12 deaths. That was the least amount of deaths.
I mean,
outside of the medics.
I mean, after all, he out-damages both Demomans, so
yeah,
quite a sign.
It's very rare to see a heavy top damage, but especially not with kind of 500 DPM. So big stats coming out of Sandburn on this first round. Nate wasn't too far behind though. 36 did turn it on for that defensive round. So I do think he is the man that they need to protect on XDCK. They need to get him into a position and make sure that he is denying those sightlines. He is getting the frags. Burn about 9 kills behind with 27. But really, there not much to say, I think, other than the 2 big players for both teams, Sandburn and Nate. As Nate does get the first kill of the round, takes down Burn. And Spelly is in deep. Oh, he landed one pipe straight onto the face of Nate, who was very, very close to the rest of his team. But nothing comes out of it, and players are just going to re-heal now. Granger is moving towards the cart, but gets caught out. And SDCK just kind of pushing the cart into position now.
Yeah, definitely, like, they can allow them themselves. We had this the last time as well, they just start slowly to peak, wait until they got like somebody like Nate or the engineer down, and then they just push off to that. point they only have a spine. There's another 4 by Spelly actually coming in.
Yeah, he's actually in, and it takes a long time for him to be dealt with, actually. That sentry not quite covering the area. Oh no, the big replay from Yahoo takes down Demos. It was actually a rocket coming in from DQZ, and the snipe from Zaman using that Ambassador takes down Ihor. So he's going to be up in about 15 seconds now. Granger does pick up a kill onto Sandburn. That's just going to slow down the push a little bit longer. But it does look like SDCK are in the ascendancy here. They do have control of a key portion of the map. Spelly starting to walk forward, trying to get some damage down. The Ubers haven't been used just yet. Cal 2's Ray gets dropped. And Nate and DQZ are also down. This is looking really, really bad for XDCK.
Yeah, definitely. This should be a secured second for the seniors, actually.
Yeah, I mean, when you lose that many players, and you give that much ground up for free,
yeah.
This is what you were talking about in the interim. Just if they stay in here, then it could be quite costly for the next point.
Yeah, definitely. And as you said, Skakato really deep in, kind of waiting for support here, but gets reconnected with his heal. As I said, this actually he doesn't. Yeah, it really doesn't look good for XDCK here. They kind of like bait each other in a bit and like hold points way too close. I mean, if you get pretty much wiped on first, you don't really want to hold second. You want to stay there to stretch out like, let's say, 20 seconds or something, and then you want to leave. But, like, they try to kind of, like, Kakao at least, try to hold this, like, die-hard way.
Oh wow, Granger with a double stab takes down Clark and Jackie Legs. Not huge picks, but he's going to slow down that car a little bit. And I totally agree with what you're saying. Like they're holding in such a position that it looks like they're trying to defend second point, and they're not in a position to do that at all. And okay, so they're not fully committing, but when you lose players like Vlad and Nate, those are key players to try and defend third with. You really want to get those players out, as May gets headshot there by Nate. And Jackie Legs also gets picked off by the sentry. He tries to bomb in there, so the flank is down for SDCK. But that's not really going to stop anything, as Yahoo's the guy pushing the cart right now. XDCK need to get a solid hold on this third point, otherwise they're going to be in trouble. And they do pick up a few frags.
Yeah, actually, like XDCK could have established a solid third hold here. Actually, getting aggressive, copycatting the spread of the seniors here. So let's see if this pays off for them. But this will cost horribly to them. Zen gets actually taken down again by Nate. So great deny here by Nate. He knows what's up.
Yeah, but Nate then gets denied and gets taken down by Burn. But the Ubers do come in. Yahoo does get taken down. He went in quite deep trying to get behind. But because Cherry got blasted back, didn't get anything done. But Jackie Legs is in, and he with the bomb takes 2 rockets to take down Daegu. Clark also kind of gets launched in there, and Crate is down, but the trades come in, and it's basically looking SDCK have control of this corner now. They have control of the corner. They have people pushing the cart. Cherry is alive and healing his team. Daegu is spawning in about 5 seconds, and realistically, oh wow, Smelly with the pipes takes down Nate, Ihor, and the sentry, and SDCK could take this advantage and roll it all the way to last here, Sam.
Yeah, they like Jackie Legs. Jackie was pretty much the beast here, winning it, and DQZ actually picks up Cherry Wonderwoo here, so a great pick by him, so they might as well establish a last hold at least. Yeah,
but Daegu also went down to Zaman, so that was another medic pick for SDCK. Kaltu tries to run away but gets gunned down by the minigun of Sandburn, and they just can't get set up right now. Evil Sentry gets taken down again. Sandburn just getting swamped there by a couple of players, takes Vlad with him to the grave. But Daegu is just respawning now, so the Ubers are going to be pretty similar. Cherry is about a 10% advantage, but Jackie Legs jumps in, takes down Ihor while he was carrying his sentry. So that is no sentry. Nate also gets headshot by Burn. Burn seems to have his number so far in this second round. Wow, Scruff getting pounded against the wall there. Yahoo with the reflect, just to slam him up against the wall. Kaltu trying to run away again, this time does survive. There's only 3 players left alive for XDCK. There's a lot of time on that car. It's gonna roll in, there's no one denying it. And that is a time of 5 minutes and 16 seconds, and that is pretty fast.
Yeah, if we recap from the last game, XDCK actually needed 5 minutes to cap the second. So this will be a really hard time to pull off, but it's pretty much manageable if they like remember their focus call. Like we need XDCK actually to go huge here a bit more.
We need some
to
big
step
plays.
up.
We need
Yeah.
some, you know, we need a medic drop. We need kind of a wipe or something like that for them to get some momentum. Because I think that's the key thing. That the problem with XDCK is when they pushed, like they had some poor pushes, but when they did push, they didn't really carry that momentum onto the next point. But if they can do that here, anything's possible. But if they don't, then SDCK are going to take this first map 2-0, and we'll be moving on to Gullywash. So XDCK have to kind of sit down and think, you know, how do we improve in our attacking time from before?
At this point, probably they already have like talks about Gullywash. I could imagine a bit like they're like, okay, let's scratch that one, let's play it out, but still let's talk a bit already about Gully, what we wanna do, remember what we gonna do, stuff like that. Because I could imagine that the morale at the moment is quite hard. Like capping in 40 minutes and like cap in 5 minutes is quite something to swallow.
Yeah, I mean it is kind of a bit. Sometimes you're a bit shell shocked after a round like that.
Yeah.
After the first point, they didn't get a chance to set themselves up properly. It was just constant aggression, and that third point was kind of a blitz as well. DQZ in with the jump. Oh, that air shot! So close to landing the air shot onto Cherry there. Samburn was the first person to get picked, which kind of opened the door there. But Cherry surviving by the skin of his teeth. Jackie trying to get aggressive on this left-hand side now. But just gets denied by Kaltu, who's running the Natasha. So a different strat coming out from the Dutch heavy main. But yeah, frags coming in now for the defending team. DQZ going in for another jump, but gets headshot in mid-air by Zaman. And Burn picks up another one as well onto Vlad. So kind of denying the suicides. They do have to use their Uber though. Cherry did get forced. But like we saw in that first round, Zam, I mean, XDCK need to convert this huge advantage into something.
Definitely. They really need to get going now. And there's already Daegu out now. They are out of time pretty much. Central gets taken down here as well as Kakaltu, but still. Having the huge heavy carry there out of the way is pretty handy for XDCK, and there's the pop actually.
Uber is actually used and Demo's quite far in here. Cherry is quite weak, trying to escape. He's just got Yahoo and May for company, but they do escort him away. Clark did go down there to Demos though. So not only is that an NG death, but it is also a death of the Sentry. So no Sentry to deal with, and it's taken them about a minute 30 to capture that first point, but Burn there with a headshot onto Demos. That's going to slow down the push, and they're going to think twice about pushing over the top this time. Maybe going through tunnel instead. Kaltu is on his own and just getting spammed out by the entirety of the team who got this forward hold going now. Cherry with 100% in the bank as he didn't get killed there during the previous exchange. So Daegu having to build his Uber. Samburn picking up Vlad.
Like Burn actually like killed the momentum pretty much with the pick on demos. The second point was pretty much saved by Burn by himself alone.
Spelly goes down though to Kakaltu actually, and oh, Nate kicking down. Oh, DQZ with the air shot onto Cherry. That is a drop air shot from the direct hit. Big plays. I mean, it was about half a foot off the ground, Zam, but every air shot counts in my books. 4 plays left alive for SDCK here. They have 100% Uber. It's still possible, but they need time to on the car, and they need to push. They need to hold W. They need to get some rocks, put it on W, and just get the frags, you know?
As you said, Demos and Daegu actually deep in here on Sandburn. Actually, go out. Don't want to commit too much here. Still, no. Jackie still down. Yahoo just respawned. If they are, well, actually not. I mean, Spelly really alone on second here still. Setting up the stick trap here.
I don't understand what is going on. Ehor is the only person pushing the sentry. Pushing the cart, sorry. Why is it ×1 when, I don't understand.
I think they're already like into Gullywash, as I said earlier.
Yeah.
I think they said like, let's scratch that, let's just play it out. I mean, they beat the time from the last game pretty much, so this is something.
DQZ jumps in, this time with the rocket launcher, but he does pick up Cherry again. So that is another med pick. I don't know if that was a drop. Cherry was at like 99. But, you know, who knows. We'll have to check the logs later on. Burn takes down Ehor, killing his sentry in the process as well. This is pretty much GG at this point. 1 minute and 20 seconds. They have to push the car all the way to last. Not sure if that's going to happen. But like you said, maybe they're just padding their logs right now. getting their mindset into Gullywash. The Uber is used. They'll pick up a few frags. Cherry is actually still in here. DKZ might actually pick up his third med pick. He does. Another technical air shot there, I think. 3 alive for SDCK. And it just shows you, maybe if they'd been a little bit more aggressive when they had the advantage, who knows what could have happened. I think it takes about 40 seconds from third to last, non-stop, times 3. So, you know, I'm not going to call GG just yet. I'm just going to say anything could happen. And, you know, don't let your dreams be memes, and let's see what can happen. You know, the game's still going. But, I mean, XDCK is showing that there's still a little bit of fight left in them here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's still... I mean, if they would have actually played like that from the beginning, it would be way more close to for them, I guess. Like, had at least more time of that. But I don't know. Like, in the last game, when it's like standing like that, you actually start to like open up a bit more and like play way better, actually. That's what I don't get.
DQC with another med pick. He just... this man is a machine at the moment. He's just kind of... Right, he's probably slapped on like a med kills thing on his rocket launcher and just said, right, let's get some farming done. Let's pick up some... He's just destroying Cherry's logs right now. But that is the round over, and first map goes 2-0 to SDCK, which I think, all things considered, is probably what they expected. They picked it. This was their preferred map choice. So they'll probably be pretty happy with it. XDCK, now it's all about how they're going to bounce back from this. We're on to their map choice, which is a different game mode. It's 5CP, and the question is, will they be in the right frame of mind, or will they let this kind of affect them? I don't know. I mean, what do you think? Do you think they're the kind of players to be able to put that out of their head and focus on what's to come?
I guess they don't really mind losing their first map, since it's like their pick. But like, if they don't actually pull it up, playing really well in Gullywash, and maybe can like SDCK's morale off that, they might as well just go into a decider map.
Do you want to know something funny? You're gonna laugh at this, okay? So I'm looking at the logs, and this time it was DQZ who top fragged. He got 16 kills. 5 of those kills were on Cherry Rendezvous. He picked up 5 med picks. It's quite huge. Nobody else on his team got a med pick, and only 3 other players got med picks, which was on the opposite team, Daegu dying 3 times. So basically, DQZ got more med picks than everybody else in the server, and he was the only person on his team to actually do that. So I think at the end of the day, he's going to just sit down and say, okay, I kind of did my job there, guys. You know, everyone else, you need to step up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, looking at damage, top damage was Spelly this time around. Sandburn, you know, not getting as much damage. He did time for frags with 14 apiece. Nate also getting 12 just behind those guys. So it was the usual faces that we saw from the first round. But like we said, this is a different kettle of fish. This is totally different. 5CP, looking at the players, you know, we know these players, we played against them many times in the past, and having seen what we've just seen, Zamp, who do you think Gullywash is going to favour?
I would normally go with SDCK, but if we saw like DQZ performing like now on Upward and doing it on Gullywash, we could definitely see a upset here.
I mean, we do, like, traditionally 5CP maps are seen as the 6s maps because that is the staple game mode of the 6v6 style of play. But, you know, I mean, things do change. I mean, in the past we have had Process and Gullywash being played as maps. Even I remember playing as Badlands in 5CP. That was in Highlander. It was horrible. Never again. And we've kind of whittled it down now to basically just Gullywash is the only 5CP map left in the rotation in the ETF2L season at least. So it is very different, and like I said, because it's seen as a 6s map, it's usually the classes Scout, Soldier, Demo. They're the ones that are seen to maybe have to step up and perform, because those are the guys that can get the frags and do the damage. And, you know, when we compare them, there's a lot of experience on both of the teams. I mean, you know, you talk about DQZ, he is a high 6s player, but in the same time, Jackie Legs was one of the best roamers. I think he won Roamer of the Season when he played in Prem. I can't remember, or at least he was highly regarded when he played in Premiership 6s. And May also, you know, he played on a team in the invite group in I-61. On the other side, we got Scruff, who's well known in 6s as well. And when it comes to the demos and Spelly, maybe not known as playing in like Premiership sixes, but do play in high, I think. I know Demos does. I'm not sure if DQZ does. Spelly does. I'm pretty sure he does. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of, those are the players that we're going to be looking at, but the rest of the players can combine. And it's going to be interesting to see how Sandburn, who seems so crucial on Upward, how he's going to come into play on this map.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, on Gullywash, there's not much to drop down from to like actually make a difference, you know. So we're gonna see how Sandburn actually gonna perform, and I'm really interested to see that. Kakalti gonna counter this time, because on Upward he really like kind of got behind there with the heavy fights and combo fights. Kakalti got really like stood a lot alone, died alone a lot.
I do have combined logs here, thanks to Sunrise, and in the 37 minutes, Sandburn did get 52 kills. Across the entire game, he didn't actually top damage across both rounds. It was in fact Spelly who just peaked over 500 DPM there. But yeah, Sandburn there with 52 kills. Nate with 48. That does rhyme, so it must be true. But yeah, Nate definitely the standout player. Burn was 10 frags behind him on 38, and Granger with 35. So, you know, experienced player, and he seemed to be doing a lot of work. He was getting a lot of kills. 35 kills puts him at 4th highest. So, you know, he was creating a lot of openings. We are live now. We have got SDCK in the red, XDCK in the blue. This is their map choice. They need to win it to stay in this tie. Otherwise, SDCK will be going on to the grand finals. And do you want to take it away, Zam? What do you see happening on this mid fight?
Jackileg's really aggressively on the elbow side, and like XDCK really not taking like really slow, let's say it like that, being there. And as I say this, Nate gets down by Jackileg, so no sniper up for XDCK, and it seems like they're already backing out here, except Kakalto being pretty much being left alone.
Yeah, I mean, really, the only players they lose are Zeman and Jackilegs, which you could argue are players that just go in and try to go for the high-profile picks. Trading those two for 4 players, especially key classes, is a pretty good result for them. They don't have Uber just yet, and Daegu does, but Daegu is not anywhere near. Actually, is trying to get away, does get away there. Burn was watching River, and SDCK have managed to capture the second point, so they are in control. And actually, Uber comes in onto Sandburn, does finally force Daegu. And interesting push there as they lose a few players. Spelly, Yahoo, Zeman and Jackilegs all going down. 4 left alive for SDCK, and it does look like XDCK are going to be able to push out here. Clark is still in River. He's got a mini sentry watching the point, but that's going to go down fairly quickly.
This one's horrible for SDCK, and XDCK really recovered really well from that. It was, well, I think they overwashed it a bit, so the team was really not together and they just got picked up one by one.
Yeah, like, do wonder if they're actually going to push in. And no, Kaltu goes down to Spelly, and Nate looks like he might also get trapped in it. No.
Here. Takes off blood.
Yeah. Interesting play. And they
Nate
are bleeding
goes down
players.
as well.
Yeah, Nate gets picked off. And, it does look like there's a lot of action. Brazilian man with the headshot does take down Daegu from Big Door. Who says Spy needs to be a cloaky class? So that is a huge Uber advantage for Cherry now, and we'll have to see what the push is decided this time. Last time it was a push from balcony with the heavy. We'll see what they opt for this time. I say Daegu is spawning now with demos and Scruff, so they are going to have players for this defense. They can mount some sort of resistance, but it does look like they're going to push in through the top, maybe even through River here, Zamp.
Yeah, River push always is way better in Highlander, in my opinion. And it's actually Kakal too deep in, he tries to get the Sandburn pick, he knows what's up.
That was pretty good, he forces the Uber and Sandburn is very weak. Has to take a lot of that Uber to actually get back up to his HP, and then Vlad is there on the point, cleans up Spelly, so it's a few players down now. Sandburn is in, but he's getting focused by about 3 players, and they do finish him off, so Daegu survives, no pressure to him whatsoever during that fight. But Cherry picks up Scruff, and they're actually contesting the point. Kaltu gets an arrow, a clutch arrow, helps him take down May. Daegu saving the life of his heavy there. And it does seem that, despite all of that, Cherry does build up his Uber to be at the same amount as Daegu now, so he is equal Ubers, despite that. And XDCK just on their last, I don't think they would be able to push out, but they do survive against a full Uber ad, so I don't think that's a bad result for them so far.
No, definitely not. They have the I-win hold at this point here. They're not letting anything through that on this point. They denied now two last pushes in under 5 minutes. You know, they really know what's up, and I think this is exactly what XDCK wanted to achieve here. Wanna like give them the I-win fight here. No, not letting them through until they like start to suffer like some casualties.
Was that a... Oh, the Ubers came in and Kaltu, the ninja heavy, just pops around and guns down Cherry and somebody else. I don't know who else was there, but he almost body blocked his medic there to survive, but it wasn't quite enough. So Daegu with the Uber advantage now. The respawns do come in from SDCK, and the question is, it is Highlander, it is 5 CP. Do you push out? And it does look like XDCK want to push out. They're trying to get some pressure into lobby. Burn is there. He takes a shot and has to back off. Samburn is into lower now. He's got a full
alone
buff.
Actually. This is where they want to pick him up now. Yeah, it is actually. DQZ plus Scravagic pick him up. This is some great picks by XDCK actually getting into that.
Yeah, and they are kind of slowly moving, I guess. I mean, Cherry is building his Uber and he's at 75%. He's only 15% behind Daegu despite dying, and the stickies on this doorway are just stopping, and the Uber comes in through big door. They're trying to get aggressive. Yahoo is just right clicking there, denying Uber, finally gets taken down by Nate actually, and they do pick up 3 frags for their troubles, but Cherry does have his Uber. Are they going to use it? They do. Vlad is trying to deny it, but he can't do much. SDCK look like they're going to try to go to last as they're going in through lower, trying to get around, but they've lost a few more players now as they do get separated. Spelly gets killed by Kaltu.
Kaltu with the big heavy medic pick here. Plus, Z-Man actually. Kaltu holding it against all odds here alone by himself.
Big plays by Kaltu. Twice in a row he's picked up the med, but that was huge there, just cleaning up the place. He gets headshot by Burn. DQZ is going to try and jump him now. But XDCK back in kind of control here. Clark is still in on the midpoint. Surely he's going to get cleaned up here as Scruff and Nate combine to finish him off. And it is going to be an Uber advantage for Daegu. So he's at 90%. Cherry down to about 25. And we're going to be seeing if they can push out now onto this second point. Spelly's trying to deny Big Door the best he can. Zaman comes in from behind. He takes down Daegu. There's a drop. He's in the respawn queue for another 15 seconds. Scruff and Demos do pick up a couple of frags. That's just going to slow SDCK down, but they are bleeding players now without the heals. And that's a big med pick for Zaman. And that's pretty much saved the round. But no, DQZ comes in. This man just wants med picks. He's onto the black box now. I'm sure he's got med picks on that one as well as he takes down Cherry Rendezvous. 10-second respawn for that lad. And Daegu is up and healing. He's at 15% already. Nate gets a 2k quick onto a Burn and Clark. And XDCK are going to hold on control, Zamp, of this midpoint with an Uber advantage.
Yeah, definitely. Like we can see that why XDCK actually picked Gullywash of their map choice. This is a way better fight for them on except like when we compare Upward and Gullywash so far. Like, both
they definitely seem more in it, yeah. DQZ just walks in, just strolls in, and picks up his second med pick of the game. Big bomb, and that is going to be an Uber advantage, even bigger now for Daegu. Also a heal advantage. There's 4 players left alive for SDCK. Samburn is in the respawn queue as well as Burn, so it's all about Daegu and his team now. Can they use this Uber advantage to full effectiveness, Stamp? We didn't see it happen very often on Upward. We'll see if they can do it on Gullywash.
Yeah, definitely, but as we say, the net actually goes down here to Clark.
Demo is actually, the Uber comes in actually from River. Demo's on the Quickie Bomb launcher, just trying to sticky up the point, maybe deny any stickies. Vlad comes in, takes down Samburn with some assistance from Scruff, but they're losing a lot of players. They haven't got anywhere near to Cherry. He's only been tickled a little bit. They do hold on and clean up 6 players. And Nate is going to get shanked as he tries to respawn Ehor, the only person alive, he's just chilling on mid, chasing the spy. Is he going to win this fight? I'm watching. He doesn't win the fight, actually. Zaman on 5 HP survives. SDCK are going to capture the second point, and they're already pushing onto mid.
Yeah, I mean, we can see both teams actually having a really strong last poke here. It is.
Spelly goes down to Nate, though.
Granger, almost missed, almost got the step on Cherry.
It does seem odd, I feel, that, you know, they drop Spelly and decide to push anyway, and it does look like XDCK are going to try to re-push this Kaltu, tanking a lot of the heals here. Zaman's going to come in from behind on choke. He gets caught out by Vlad this time around, and just gets denied. And Super Dickmann's control of the midpoint right now, but they are at uber disadvantage, and they're missing Jackie Legs and Burn. That's a lot of denial that is out of the game.
I mean, SDCK didn't really have positioning there, so you can't blame them to not go into them. But they're actually now going into them with Uber plus demo and Scrub. Now there needs something to happen. Cherry fairly low. Not really getting connected here.
Yeah, a lot of players quite low, and they're starting to come in. Daegu dies to the mini sentry, just chilling on the floor there on mid, and cheers the medic on the retreat. And that doesn't mean Cherry Rendezvous has 100% Uber. They use it in through the choke. I don't know why, because there was nothing there. And it's another heavy Uber. They're going to take down the mini sentry, but not much else, as XDCK have backed off all the way to last. And that's a bit of a mistake, I feel, Zamp, because now XDCK, you know, they can build up his Uber and they can mount a much stronger defense.
I mean, yeah, I mean, let's see, maybe SDCK actually pulled something off they had in mind there. And Sandrum actually goes down here again. So, not really like the dream positioning here for SDCK. But they actually get like people like Nate here. So it could be actually fun. And Cherry gets actually a saw on Ranger.
Oh, that could be key, because he's got his Uber now, and Daegu is only at 70%. So if SDCK are feeling ballsy, which it does look they are, the Uber is going to come in onto May. Vlad is doing an excellent job of denying it. Finally goes down to the pipes to Spelly, but it's given Daegu more time. He's up to 90% right now. They've got no more frags out of this Uber, and total denial there. Scruff picks up Spelly as well. So that is a big pick for him. And oh no, Daegu! Daegu drops! He just gets 100% Uber, and then he gets body shot out of the game. And once again, Cherry with the advantage. And XDCK are going to have to really do something big here. They got 4 players alive. They got a couple of respawns coming, but they have to deny this push. Samburn is already in. Burn takes down Nate, and the conch isn't going to do much. DKZ trying his best on the point. I think that's going to be round 1 at the moment.
Actually, the heavy pick here, and DKZ is holding it against all odds, but finally gets taken down, and this is the first round for SDCK.
For a second there, I thought DKZ was going to hold on to that point. He was conching, he was doing an excellent job. The effect of that conch actually reaching the people above him in the spawn as they tried to commit. Maybe if they commit a little bit more, I feel they could have actually held that. I feel they almost baited him by sort of staying close to the spawn, but that is 1-0 to SDCK on this second map. Demo's getting quite aggressive, dropping down to the floor now. Jackie Legs bombing up to the choke. SDCK deciding to take control of their opponent's side, and Demos is already back across the point. He's trying to challenge Spelly, but May is straight onto him. A lot of damage. Jackie Legs gets cleaned up as he tries to bomb, and Demos actually surviving. Spelly is very weak.
Right, does get something.
What happened there? How did XDCK lose that?
I mean, they just started being players. They had like Io completely out of positioning, like being behind them, trying to be sneaky, getting like burned. The SDCK just picked them one by one. I mean, you can clearly see that they just pick them up one by one, pretty much. Like they're just like, oh, let's kill that guy. Okay, that's good. This guy's dead. Let's pick up another guy. This is pretty much SDCK at this point. And XDCK just like can't deal with it, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, it seemed like, to me, Demos was doing an amazing job at not only getting damage out, but taking position and then surviving when he was under pressure. Nate taking down Spelly there, so 20-second respawn for the Demo man of SDCK might slow down any ideas of a push, but I felt Demos did a great job there.
Yeah, definitely.
and he just really wasn't supported in his aggression. He just had people in his face, and he did survive, but no one was taking advantage of that, as the Uber is forced onto Cherry, and finally the counter Uber comes in onto Kakalti. Yahoo is just going to do a little poot there, just a right click to deny any sort of pressure. May is hiding above main, and he's got Clark for company, but it does look like that push out didn't really achieve anything, so Daegu kind of using his Uber there. He is going to have about a 15-20% disadvantage. It's not huge, but it's enough that SDCK might decide to push. They pushed on the top last time, Zamp, and it almost was successful for them.
And Sandburn actually gets taken down by a great shot by Scruff and Demos here, but Demos kind of pleased with his life here since Burn was watching that the entire time. But still, XDCK decides to push out here. There's maybe a backup happening. Oh yeah, Jake Lex, weak on the point.
He's actually really weak, but he's just kind of nipping people with that black box and getting a little bit of HP back every time. And he's still in water, he's still surviving. He's going to get pressured by Granger, and now DQZ is there, finally finishes him off.
Yeah, but still, a great job by him. Like, XDCK could have pushed off by that, but they were like, okay, we can't. Jack Lex is under. Who's gonna pressure that guy? If he backcaps us, we kind of lost that.
Yeah.
This was great job by Jackie here, actually.
I mean, it took 3 players for them to do it, and if a third of your entire team is just trying to stop one guy from getting a back cap, you can't push out. Highlander at 5 CP, you really do need the dedication to push out, and everyone performing their roles. So we are back to where we were, with SDCK holding outside, and at this point there's no pressure on them. They don't really need to do anything, because they are 1 map up, they are 1 round up, and they can just let the time whittle down and XDCK get more frustrated. You know, they need to push out, because if they don't score a round, then it's game over. And the round timer still has, what, 8 minutes to go, I think? So, yeah, that's pretty much half of the round time at the moment.
So yeah, we can actually see what's happening here. Seeker is actually going into River, whereas the Kakalto gets taken down by Burn, though.
So man's coming in, he's actually being healed by Taku. He's getting pressured now. But no, he gets milked and chased away by Scruff. He probably will pick up the frag here. No, he picks up the health back and gets away.
At this point we see Clark actually running level 3 sentry, so this means something.
It means that they just want to turtle. They want to hold in big door, and they just want to chill, because they, like I said, they have no pressure. They see Nate is walking into lobby, trying to get a little bit more aggressive, get a pick. Demos does actually finish off Burn there, so no snipers for either team. But just kind of waiting. DQZ is actually all the way behind in choke. And he's conching now. He's got Granger for company. He's trying to headshot people with that ambassador. DQZ is all the way in. Comes face to face with a level 3 sentry, so there's not much he can do there. But right now, it's about which team can get a force, I guess. Welcome to Highlander. In fact, Jackie Lex is in River. He's going to get some rockets. He does get the force onto Daegu. Nobody was on River. He's going to get cleaned up, but the counter Uber comes in almost immediately onto Sandburn, and I'm not sure why. He can't chase, and Kalti manages to get back into safety. He's up on that pipe. Spelly is dead, as is Jackie Legs, but they're going to respawn fairly close to where SDCK are holding. But the pressure is coming in from lower now, but again, just resetting back into that position and waiting, Zamp.
Yeah, I think they kind of want to let SDCK bleed out a bit, I guess. They want to, like, let them feel a burn up, I guess.
Yeah, but wow, some Spelly with some nice tasty pipes there. It's going to take down a few people before getting finished off by Granger, but they are 4 down. Make that 5 down for XDCK now. A lot of players are dead for both sides, but at the moment it's all about getting a big pick. They need to get one of these medics down. That level 3 is not going to really support any sort of dry push, and it's really just kind of whittling the time down. It's a very, very patient playstyle Burn there, getting a headshot onto Nate just before the door closed.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that XDCK kind of want to park the bus here at this point. They want to see if XDCK puts up by themselves. Maybe some lesson to be learned.
See Burn actually getting really aggressive, does get finished off by Scruff. And Demo is on a 6k, takes down Yahoo, and Ubi's coming in from lower. They're getting aggressive. The NG is wrangling a sentry, and actually Vlad is air blasting Cherry. He actually might get caught in here if he's not careful. The Ubers are off. Vlad is onto Cherry, but no, gets finished off. But the rest of the cleanup is coming in. Scruff is fighting a medic and a scout. May is going to win that fight. And now Deku gets a sword, but it's not enough. And now they're going to start to push into last. There's 4 players alive. Oh, the sentry saves it.
Cherry alone on last. This is horrible for SDCK actually.
I think Cherry and May felt they could backcap.
Yeah.
But there was a sentry there, and you know they didn't kill it. And Cherry, is Cherry escaping? Cherry gets body shot by Nate at the last second. So not only does he die, but he dies very, very late on. That's going to give Deku a nice meaty Uber advantage here. And XDCK have done the difficult part. They've pushed out from their last, and they also have an advantage now. So no heals for SDCK. But well, actually no heals for either team because Burn gets the body shot onto Deku.
And still we have a level 3 on mid. Nate demonstration picked up by Burn here. Not really that dream positioning again for SDCK, just bleeding players one by one.
Yeah, 3 players down for SDCK. I mean, Demo and Sniper, it's hard for you to hold with that, but when the enemy team doesn't actually have heals, then you're not really under that much pressure. It's going to be a 40% advantage for Cherry and his team. And now XDCK have to position himself sensibly. Jackie's actually jumping all the way behind. He's in onto River. Eho is on the chase. Yeah, and Scruff is going to help finish him off as well. Scruff actually pick up a fair few frags at the moment. But actually, Cherry not building super fast. Actually, there's arrow building going on here, I think. From Daegu, I'm not sure. He's using a lot of arrows, and he's cutting down that Uber advantage, so it's not as big. I mean, it was 40%. It's about 10-15 right now. So SDCK, if they decide to continue their earlier strategy and just wait, which it does look like they're doing, then it doesn't really make a difference. But Daegu closing that gap on the Uber disadvantage there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like now we have it like instead of from last to second, we have it on second to mid. Like SDCK kind of just waiting it out,
I mean, they have a level 3 on mid. It doesn't look like they really look intent on pushing.
No, they're really not feeling the push today, I guess.
It's just one of those days you don't want to push. There is a bit of an exchange going on in choke as both heavies go down, as does DQZ. And SDCK are actually pushing in. They're in onto second here. The Uber is used by Daegu for some reason. And it does look like nothing's going to come of it because Yahoo is in watching the choke and just going to deny it. And now the Uber is probably going to come in. The heals come in. Jackie Legs with a big bomb. That's a nice tasty rocket onto Nate, who surfs the way into lobby. Cherry is in with his team. And the Uber is used. Jackie Legs and Spelly, but Spelly with the pipes. He's going to take down Daegu. 15-second respawn for XDCK's medic. He picks up Nate for good measure with the bottle. Take a swig out of that. And wow, players dying left, right, and center here for XDCK. Only 4 players left alive. They could probably dry push this right now. Zaman is already in on last, joined by Jackie Legs, who's going to jump onto the point. Vlad is there. He can do a little bit of denial. He's taking a lot of good damage as May comes in to help clean him up.
With the big picks here, but everybody gets taken down. And this is the second point for SDCK actually, with the taste level 3 in choke.
It looked it was a weird exchange in choke there where both heavies died, and a force coming in from Jackie, who seems to be doing a lot of work, not only just on the flank but just getting in behind and getting those forces. And what do XDCK need to do here to kind of get back into this? We've got 8 minutes and they need to get 2 rounds.
Yeah, definitely. They need to. I mean, we can see it's way closer actually from the points.
Oh
there.
wow! Jackie Legs launches himself over the point, picks up Daegu and Nate, and the rest of the SDCK players just walk forward and start to frag. That early pick from Zaman to take down Demos really was just the catalyst, and that is going to be a full wipe. Only Jackie Legs the casualty in that exchange. And finally, 22 minutes in, we're seeing a little bit of aggression coming out of SDCK here. Daegu is up and building on his last, but Cherry is already at 80%. And we're back into another situation here where SDCK have an Uber advantage. Are they going to push into last and use this, or are they just going to slow things down? Does it look like they're getting ready to try and tackle last again? And is this push going to be successful?
I'm pretty sure it will be. Jackie Legs actually in really deep. Actually, it's bleeded in here. plus Spark, so it might as well actually fail because SDCK is just bleeding players right now.
They do lose 4 for some reason, and Daegu is at 50%, so he's going to get closer and closer to that charge. But oh, May's actually gone all the way into water. He's going onto the point now, but that sentry is going to deny it. That classic sentry.
Actually.
Oh wow, yeah, the pop has come in. Daegu only has to back off all the way to spawn. Jackie Legs does a bomb in and takes down Daegu, and he's at 80%. No Uber for the blue team right now. Spelly is trying to sticky up the point and deny anyone trying to block it, but there's no one else actually there to cap it. Vlad just walks into him, holds mouse 1, cleans him up. Cal2 is spawned, but gets taken down immediately by Burns headshot and Sandburn. And DQZ is just trying to block the point right now. Granger versus Cherry. Vlad is actually going to pick up the medic here. Maybe he's on fire.
Vlad does. Here, running at them. And this is an actually secure hold here by SDCK.
He just, they just flooded players in, but I guess the right frags didn't come in. But May getting aggressive there, just hides, picks up Daegu as they try to push out. So medic down for XDCK just as Cherry respawns. Demos is going to try and capture this point, but he's fighting May alone here, and May actually does get the melee kill with the Boston Basher. Scruff may clean up the scout now, he does, but losing your demo and your medic is pretty difficult. But they are picking up frags. Nate takes down Burn, and DQZ actually does get the second cap, so it's not the end of days for XDCK, but they've just got over 5 minutes to get 2 rounds on the board, and they need to push out from second. It does look like they're going to have to give up their second already. Jackie Legs though just coming in from behind. Jackie Legs and Yahoo are on last, and Jackie Legs takes down Nate, and they're in river right now. They just have no control over that far side, and Jackie Legs is just being allowed to pretty much run riot. I mean, what do XDCK need to do here, Sam? Do they need to just kind of, I don't know, change a tactic, or just go balls to the wall aggressive?
I think at this point you can just twist the ball, really just go full balls. Like it's 3 minutes, it's 3 points and it's 3 minutes, so it will be better give up a really good fight at the end. It's 4 minutes left. You have to get 3 points. This is unlikely to happen, but at this point you normally just want to go full ham at them, I think.
I mean, at this point you have to look at it and say, hey, if we push out and we lose, then game over. But if we don't push out, then we're just going to lose time and have game over anyway, as they do push out from the doorway. Sandburn is getting a lot of this Uber. Burn gets taken down though. And it's pretty much in this doorway. Sandburn is surrounded by stickies who get juggled away, so it doesn't really matter. Picks up Kakao, who is pretty much alone there. Not supported by the rest of his team, and they need to push out now, otherwise it is game over. SDCK will just wind the clock down. Spelly takes down Demos though, so no demo for the defending team. They are hightailing it away. May gets another med pick, taking Daegu as he tried to run away back to last. It doesn't look good here for the juniors. They have 4 players left alive, no medic for another 5 seconds, no demo for another 5 seconds, and they just need to regroup and hold on before the onslaught here, as SDCK are looking to push in. Cal2 getting really aggressive in main. Can he get anyone? There's ×2 on the cap. May's on the cap. Gets it so close to being finished.
Damage on plus Sandberg actually from under here. Nice pipes by Demos actually here. Cleans him up, and this is the cap. This is the third point here for SDCK actually.
Yeah, slowly but surely they just killed people, and then there was 3 players left alive for XDCK. Demos did a good job getting damage out, but there was no one else to kind of stand physically on the point and deny that cap being finished off. May got so much time on there just by standing on it. That does mean it is 3-0, and with less than 3 minutes to go, I know how fast you can cap Gullywash. I know you can be pretty end-to-end, but unless this is an absolute wipe for SDCK right now, I do believe they are going to take the second map. They're going to take it 2 maps to 0 and book their place in the final. It does look like XDCK have lost 4 players so far. Spelly with the big pipes also takes down Ehor as well. And I'm going to call it, Zam, that is going to be a GG.
Yeah, it's probably a GG. I mean, we can see if XDCK is just bleeding players one by one. I mean, we had a great bomb by DQ with a really nicely done high bomb. but there is no follow-up from nobody. Like, not even like a spider to like shoot anything, you know. So XDCK is just bleeding players pretty much after the actual fight, and this is what XDCK is really strong with.
Yeah, there was an Uber exchange going on in lobby, which kind of happened. DQZ takes down Spelly, but this is all pretty much dead time right now. Daegu goes down to Yahoo, going to pick up another med pick for his logs, and that's going to be pretty much, yeah, like we said, GG. So Super Dickmann's Juniors, who started the season as a team that could potentially, you know, reach the playoffs, didn't look like they would after losing to Failure Esports in the first week, sorry. But in the end, they did book their place into the playoffs, and I've gone close here. That second round of Upward was fairly close, and this game was fairly close. It is now 4-0 with just over a minute to go, but I feel the first couple of rounds, back and forth, XDCK could have had a round on the board at some point. They just didn't seal it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like after all they're having like not their main scout and not their main medic, you know, this is potentially like being, and actually Diego gets a nice saw here on Burn. Really nicely done with the quick fix. But yeah, I mean,
you have to question. I mean, I think Hearts does a fair bit of main calling for the team,
probably.
And Sorex on Scout, as we know, is an absolute monster. So maybe that could have had an impact on this second map.
Yeah, definitely.
But in the end, SDCK just proving to be too strong, and now we're going towards the final. I mean, do you think the score reflects the gameplay we've seen here today?
Not entirely. I would say on Upward, but I would say on Gullywash way more closer. I think like XDCK's build is just at this point like kind of broken. I mean, they know they can't win anymore. Where's the point in trying then, you know? From the last 10 minutes, I guess, where they had like already 2 points. I guess at this point it just swapped, and in the last 10 minutes they pretty much kept 2 points. So I guess spirits were just broken.
Well, there we have it. Your third place team for Season 13 of ETF2L Premiership Highlander does mean it's going to be XDCK, Super Dickmann's Juniors. So I don't think they're going to be too disappointed. 2 seasons in a row getting relegated, having to play the preseason playoffs to get back in. If you told them at the start of the season they finished third, I don't think they would have complained.
No, definitely not. I wouldn't say this. I mean, they can be happy with the third place, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. And just taking a quick look at the logs before we leave you tonight, Burn was the top fracker, actually, 32 kills. This time getting much more damage and kills than his opposing sniper Nate. Actually, Scruff on Scout there, 31 kills. I mean, did talk about Sorex. I know he is insanely good as a Scout and has played Premiership Scout in Sixes and Highlander for many years, but Scruff put in a decent performance for himself, 31 kills. DQZ also with 24. The flank for XDCK doing pretty well, but the rest of the top players when it comes to kills are all red. They're all on Super Dickmann's there. Spelly, Jackie Legs, Sandburn, May, Yahoo and Zaman all getting over 20 kills there in the half an hour session. So that is going to be 4-0. So there we go, guys. That has been the playoff semi-final. And Zamp, I mean, any last words? Any shout-outs you've got for me?
Shout out to Brofriendo, Anus Stretcher and Shaggy.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, yeah, thanks for casting with me, man. We were going to do it on the Brofriendo channel, but shout out to those guys for actually putting in some casts this season. It's nice that people have actually been able to cast some Highlander, but also shout out to Aggro and Ash and everyone part of Crits Cast for allowing us to do it on this channel to actually get some casting done with Wiethoofd on the camera, trying to get things happening so you guys can watch the playoffs. We'll be having the final on this channel whenever that gets scheduled, so keep your eyes peeled for the announcements. And that'll be happening at some point in the following week. This has been the ETF2L Season 13 Premiership Highlander semi-finals of the playoffs. SDCK beating their proteges, XDCK, 2-0, winning both Upward and Gullywash to book their place in the final against Strong Opinions. We'll be bringing you that at some point in the future. Thank you for watching and have a good night.